Hi, this is Terri. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, today I am showcasing a Rosylnn Designs unique piece, and I have to remember to take a picture so that she asked for a picture of me wearing the other stuff and I didn't, so I'll have to do that today, especially since I have new makeup on from Uoma. I think that's how you say it. Some of my new shopping experience now that I've expanded the companies that I'm really being intentional about shopping from, so that I can expand from probably the primarily white male-led companies and into a broader segment of our community and our society. Which leads me to Saturday. Saturday I had the best time attending a B.G.E pop-up put on by Kim Roxy of Lamique and Alicia Stewart of Grown Skincare, and I'll have links to both of those in the description. I've known Kim for a couple of years. Alicia is new to me, but I got to see them recorded on the Hop Into platform as part of an all-day virtual conference, and it was so much fun. And B.G.E stands for Black Girl Energy, and let me just say, there was a lot of Black girl energy, and it was fun energy, and I may have been the only white person there, but that's okay. I wanted to be there to be in service to that community, and then also just get exposed to content and products that wouldn't be normally part of my normal day-to-day exposure. The format was fabulous, and the content that was presented by the various different women throughout the day was incredible and inspiring, and I'm even more in love with Kim for putting this on than I was before. And what was so great about this is it was a single track, so that you weren't distracted by, well, which stage do I need to go to and I have to make a choice about what I participate in. Only when it came to the expo part, where after four founders would do a consumer pitch or a customer pitch of their product, and then after those four, whether it was in beauty, skincare, I think apparel, and then hair, then after their pitches, they only pitched for like 3 minutes, and then there would be a half an hour for us to go to their expos. And they were live on video and interacting via chat and answering questions, and you could pop in and actually be a part of the video. But I was not prepared to be on video, so I didn't do that, and I also didn't do the networking. But it was so much fun just to see the different products and be re-inspired and re-energized, because the last couple of months I have not been doing as much with my angel investing and my startup advising, and I miss it. I miss the energy that I get from the excitement of people who have these fabulous stories and the reasons behind creating their products and their companies and their desire to succeed. And it was just a super fun way to kind of re-energize and get re-motivated. And I'm super hopeful that Kim and Alicia will do more of these, because I know there are a lot more Black women-owned businesses out there, and then also Black women thought leaders with really great content to be able to share within this community. And so I'm hopeful and optimistic based on what I saw about the opportunities that are out there, and that there's still some people who are really excited about what it is that they're doing. And I did a little shopping, so I'll put some links to the companies that I shopped from. One of them is called Brooklyn Polished, and it's vegan and non-toxic nail lacquer. I also bought from Kim's company Lamique some eyebrow stuff, so she promised that she'd be able to help me do my eyebrows better. Even though she's in Houston, hopefully we can do a virtual thing. She's done some tutorials, so I'll be going back to those, because I aspire to have Kim's eyebrows. They're gorgeous. And I bought some t-shirts from I think her name is Danielle Foster, behind Das Couture, and I'm excited to have those. She showed different ways to wear t-shirts with blazers and skirts, and I was just so inspired by all the color that she used, because so much of what I wear is black, because I'm kind of hiding where I'm at with my body. I was just listening to a Commonwealth Club podcast on midlife and women finding their purpose, and they were sharing some of their stories. And one of them is a stylist who works with midlife women to help us get back to stopping trying to hide how we've changed and reclaiming our own sense of being beautiful. And there's certain power in that. I look forward to listening to the rest of that podcast and reaching out to her and one of the other gals to interview for my book, Piloting To Power, which has been a little bit of a slog from a research perspective. As you may have noticed, if you followed me on any social media platform this month, I am showcasing Black women-owned businesses with the hashtag Shift Economic Power daily challenge. And it's been really fun just to see what the new products and services are out there in order to be able to share them, and then also connect with the founders. Like Rosylnn and I of the jewelry, she and I have texted back and forth, and Suki from Suki's Candles, who I showcased earlier on in the month, I'll put a link in the description as well. She and I have had a really interesting exchange about our concerns about sustained support for Black women-owned businesses. And I talked to her, or I put in a message about encouraging my audience to pay full price, because we've already discounted so much when we think about Black women and Black people in general within our society. So we should be paying full price. Which makes me feel a little bit bad, because this week, one of the gals, maybe it was Brooklyn Polish, I can't remember. I set them all up for this week for Shift Economic Power, and she wanted me to use the discount code. So if you don't want to, don't use the discount code, and then allow all of the complete amount of the dollars to go to the founder's business. But if not, and you want to have a discount to feel better about trying all sorts of different things, go ahead and use the discounts. Let's just try to show that there's interest and there are dollars and there's demand for products and services that are coming from Black women and Black women-owned businesses. Because one of the things, I was talking to Ray briefly about what I wanted to talk about, because each time I tend to surprise Ray. And Ray, you don't like to really be surprised on what the topic is, or do you mind?
I don't really care that much. It's just like when it's a bit of a downer, I'd like a bit of a heads up.
Okay, well I wanted this one to be positive, and the call to action at the end of it, and I'm going to tell you now so that you can be paying attention, is to really be intentional about where you're spending your dollars and where you're putting your attention, because we have the ability to influence what gets funded, what exists in the world. And the more we can show that there's demand, and the more that we can show that we're willing to put dollars behind that demand, the greater chance we're going to be able to dazzle the investors with the dollars. As I talk to a lot of women founders about when I talk to them about their pitches, is we need to dazzle them with dollars to show them the opportunity, because they've not shifted, they've not felt the pain, they've not seen the opportunities, because they have trouble empathizing with or relating to the opportunities that are out there for products and services for things in which they don't care about, and they just don't understand. And I've seen this over and over again with primarily white investors that I've dealt with, but investors in general. And if we think in terms of the power, so just to give you an idea, I think it was 2018 or 2019, venture capital, there was $85 billion spent or invested through venture capital. And only in 2018, 2% of that went to women-led businesses, and in 2019, about 2.7% of that went to women-led businesses. And for Black women-led businesses, it was 0.0005%. 0.0005% went to Black women-led businesses. Now, one might argue that some of the businesses that women start don't necessarily align with your typical venture profile. At the same time, there are still needs, there's still demands, and there's still an opportunity to make a lot of money off of these products, services, and these various different companies. And what what we are really lacking are alternative funding mechanisms to really make it so that these companies can thrive. Because I think it really is a failure of support, a failure of imagination on the part of investors, bankers, lenders of all sorts, and a failure of opportunity. And then because of that failure of investment dollars in order to really make these businesses thrive. The first presenter on Saturday during the B.G.E. pop-up was Olivia Owens of iFundwomen, and specifically iFundwomen of Color, she is the creator and the general manager of. And she was awesome. I mean, really was providing a masterclass in terms of crowdfunding, in terms of funding opportunities, and what women founders need to have in place in terms of their pitch and their businesses to really be an interesting investment opportunity for investors. The thing that was really interesting is, I think either later that day or yesterday, I saw an announcement from Linnea Roberts of Gingerbread Capital that Gingerbread Capital had partnered with iFundwomen and to put forth or to make 25 $10,000 grants to women-led businesses. Seeing that there was a need, and Linnea talked about it. I'll go ahead and put the link to what Linnea talked about. There's a 2-minute video on why she thought it was important to make these investments in the form of grants, largely because during COVID, with the PPP funding, a lot of these women-owned businesses didn't check all the right boxes, or didn't have the business relationships with the banks, or didn't have a track record of borrowing to be able to qualify for the PPP funds and the borrowing opportunities. And as such, Linnea said in the clip that she really thought that she and other women like her who were not writing checks, who were not they basically should be writing checks in order to support these other women-owned businesses, and therefore they made these 25 $10,000 grants, which I thought was really awesome. And I also loved that it piggybacked on seeing Olivia talk on Saturday on iFundwomen of Color and the crowdfunding and the investing opportunities, and then to see Linnea talk about what she and her VC fund, Gingerbread Capital, what they were doing in terms of trying to support the women business community. I love seeing these little connections, and some might say it's because my filters were open and therefore I saw it, but I do follow Linnea because I've known her for a couple of years, and I'm always interested in seeing what she's investing in, because she's very thoughtful about what it is that she invests in, especially with Gingerbread Capital. Before I forget, going back to the amount of dollars that women-owned businesses get, I just want to point out that in 2019, the company WeWork got more money, just the one company, WeWork, got more money than all women-led businesses in 2019. Let that sit with you. And I don't think that it's that these women don't have investable businesses. It's because 92% of the VCs or investors are male. 58% of them are white male, and 48% of them come from either Stanford or from Harvard, from 2 schools. So basically you've got a lot of groupthink going on in terms of what gets invested in. And this brings me back around to why it's so important for us to be intentional about how we spend our money, who we support, in terms of our buying power, voting with our dollars, voting with our intention, in order to show that there is money to be made. Women make 85%. I mix up these a little bit, but 85 cents of every consumer dollar goes through a woman's pocketbook, or she influences decisions. And it's even like 85 to 90% of every dollar, healthcare dollar, is influenced by women. We have a lot of ability to influence, and we need to claim that power and make a difference. So, Ray, anything before we wrap up?
No, we're chilling.
So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And wrapping it up really quick because I'm just looking at the time, and we're trying to target for 9 to 10 minutes, and we're pretty much at 15.
We're past 15.
I know. Well, hopefully we can cut out just a little bit. And I was a little bit chatty, but I wanted to have this one be inspirational and this one be positive, because the last couple have been Well, Saturdays was a rager one, and I wanted this to be a little bit more positive and inspirational, to know that we do have the power to influence change, and it's all about claiming that power. So I challenge you to do so this week and every day, to be intentional about your spending and your attention. And with that, take some risks, have some
Leaving that in.
Okay, let go of perfection, take some risks, and above all else, have some fun.